Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be participating in a tag started by Sassy Coloring, but that I seen on Erica's channel from Elm Colors. And if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, so this tag was started by Sassy Coloring. Of course, I wrote down all of the prompts, but I forgot to write down what the actual tag is called. So I'll put that on the screen now, and it will be in the thumbnail. I will link both of their channels below, and you can get to their page and all of their various social media presences. But what I thought I'd do is to work on something very simple. I'm going to finish this one here. And I would have featured this already in a video that went up a few days ago. And then I'll answer the 10 questions created by Sassy Coloring. So this is Color by Colors, Stained Glass Mandala by Kira Shersneva. This is a very new book. I got it from Amazon. It will be linked below. I am using Crayola Super Tips because those are the markers that I have. It is on Amazon paper. It is only one-sided, and I think for something like this, a marker definitely just makes it go faster. Although if you do purchase it, you can use whatever medium you prefer. I do recommend, though, if you do use something like this and you're using any kind of water medium or alcohol medium, that you put something behind it so that you protect the image on the next page. So if you're working on this page, even if you've already colored this one, I would recommend putting a blotter sheet in between. All right, so let's go on with the tag. Now, I'm not tagging anyone, but if you watch this video and you're interested, feel free to join. Make sure that you say that it's from Sassy Coloring, and then also give a shout out and check out Miss Erica over at Elm Colors. All right, number one on the question list is, do you have a certain place for coloring? Now, I actually color in two places. This is my desk at home, and so I will color here, and this is predominantly where I color, but I also have coloring supplies at work. And so if I get to work early, or if I am on my lunch break and I need to decompress a little, then I will do some coloring there. And in another question, I'll actually show you what I color on. Question number two, what time of the day do you feel most inspired? To be honest, I mostly color in the evening, although as I mentioned just a bit ago, I do sometimes color during my lunch break. When I wake up during the work week, usually I'm thinking about the tasks I have at work. But then when I either need to decompress or I have some free time, the evenings and the weekends are really when I lean into my creative projects. And so for me, evenings and weekends would be the best answer for that. Can you stop? Question number three is, can you stop mid-picture or do you have to finish it? Honestly, it depends. For the most part, I can stop mid-picture. Most of the coloring books that I work in are very detail oriented, and so I know that I won't be able to finish it in one setting. What I would do, though, is if there are similar elements on the page, I would make sure that I got all of those colored before I moved on to the next section or before I stopped working altogether, because I don't write down the colors that I use, and so I'd want to have as close approximation as I could for the similar elements. If it's just something I'm working on just piecemeal by piecemeal and I don't need to tie it in together, then that's not such a big thing. Now for something like this, because I don't want to keep these markers out until I'm finished, and I would definitely want to have the same colors for this, then I would want to finish it within a setting. But it's something to me that's very quick, and so that would not even be a problem. Now, as I mentioned in the video where I did a flip through of this, I can't get alcohol markers here in Hawaii, at least not via Amazon, probably because of the alcohol aspect, and they don't want to put that in the mail. So you might think I'm rushing through this just to get through the video, when in fact I'm not. For me, it's the unfolding of the color on the page. It doesn't matter to me that there are streaks. I mean, honestly, I just think that's part of it. Although if you have alcohol markers, that is less of a thing. But I did want to mention that because I'm not a coloring channel. I just happen to really enjoy it. So yeah, that's why I'm coloring the way I am. And the reason why I'm moving it is because I know the shadows on my desk are insane. And so I'm just trying to make it so that it's as easy for you guys to see what I'm doing as possible. So that was question number 3. Question number 4, do you eat or drink while coloring? And I always have water at the side of me, whether I'm in the office or whether I'm here at home. But I don't like to drink while I have any of my coloring books open or even my journals. So if I'm going to take a break, I will put this away, clear my desk, and then take a coffee break or eat dinner or lunch or whatever. And then when I'm done, I'll clean the space up and then I will resume coloring or journaling. But I always have a fear that because I'm inherently clumsy, that I'm going to spill something on my pages. Now it's just paper, so it wouldn't be the end of the world, but if it's something that I can be cautious about and protect by just simply not trying to multitask, then I will do it. Okay, so question number 5, multitasking, music or TV while coloring. Generally, when I'm coloring, I have YouTube on and I go to a plethora of coloring channels and I have a whole bunch that I watch, and I like to sit through completed pages of the month videos or haul videos because I like the talking aspect. I love Chris Chang. There's quite a few others that do tutorials where they turn on some music, they show you the color pencil that they're using, and then they just show you the technique, and I love that. But I can't color and watch a video like that because you have to pay attention to the screen. When someone is talking, then there's audio cues of, oh, look up now because they're saying something you may want to actually look at. And so I generally do that. Sometimes I'll turn on a movie if I just want to have the noise in the background, and I'll turn on a movie that I've seen. I can't really do any kind of creative project, whether it's journaling, coloring, or whatever, with something new because I want to follow the story. But I have quite a few go-to movies that I've seen again and again and again that I don't really need to pay attention to. I think that's looking really cute. Oh, okay. So that was number 5. Number 6, one picture or a multitude of pictures. That's not what it says on my little prompt list, but I can't read my writing. So no, I have a number of whips. For me, I'd like to get them done within the month, but otherwise that's the only criteria that I give myself. I'm not gonna lie, I would like to get things done quicker, but because I have so many different creative projects that I enjoy playing in, I know I can't devote all of my time to one thing, or I don't want to. I can do whatever I want. I'm a grown-up, but I don't want to. And so I just give myself the knowledge that, yeah, you may not finish it all in one sitting or all in one week, but I do have a mental list of what I've got outstanding so that at least I can finish it hopefully within the month. Again, the coloring police are not going to come arrest me if I don't, but I don't like to have a lot of whips out there. And for those of you who don't know that term, because that is a term in, gosh, crochet world, knitting world, art world, coloring world, it's just works in progress. All right, question number 7. Do you only color at home or you take it on the go? So I do most of my coloring at home, as I mentioned earlier, but I do some coloring at work. Now, I don't take my coloring books with me. There's a place in my room that I keep them, and that's where they stay. However, I do have a work planner. And this is something that I take with me every day that I'm in the office, or I have next to me when I'm working from home. And for the month of February, I added some coloring pages into my work planner. This is just an A5 Stalogy notebook that I've converted into a planner. And so I do have some coloring pages. I do have markers and some coloring pencils at the office. And so when I have time, I'll come in here, and there are some pages that I've already finished, and then there's some pages that I still have to finish, and when I want a little bit of coloring, it's just waiting on me. Now, this is the only month that I did it on. It's not like something I do on a monthly basis. I am definitely more of a decorative planner than I am a functional one, but as you can see, it is still very functional. But I like having this here. This will only take me through June of 2021, and so when I set up my next work planner, I might actually have just a section where I'm going to put coloring pages, just because, again, it does help me relax during lunch, or if I'm super early in the office, it does help me there. Otherwise, I would not color any other space. I don't have children. I'm single. And so if I'm waiting around, well, pre-pandemic, it would have been at a bus stop, and that's not conducive to doing any coloring. Otherwise, I'm usually at home or in the office. Question number 8. Do you try to convince people in your life to color? Now, I've loved coloring since I was a little girl. Always have. But I've only recently come back to it because I've really found that I need creative outlets to get rid of some of my anxiety and anxiousness. But for the most part, I don't know that most people know that I color or even know about the various creative projects that I have. I don't post a lot on Instagram and Facebook anymore. In fact, the outlet for my creative projects by way of social media presence is here on YouTube. And so unless you happen to stumble across my channel, or you watch a lot of YouTube and I'm recommended, you may not know that these are things that I'm into. If someone asks me about my journals, my planners, my coloring, then yeah, I'll talk about it. But it's not something I'm trying to hook people into, just because I don't know that they realize I'm into it in the first place. Number 9, do you go back and look at old pictures? And absolutely. One of my small little pleasures is that I love looking through my old journals. I love looking through my coloring books. Because I am fairly new and I've gone a little bit overboard in just the few months that I've gotten back into coloring, I don't have a lot of completed pictures. But I love just seeing writing on a page. I love seeing color on a page. So me, it's part of the fun. It doesn't necessarily put me back in the mindset of what I was when I was doing that particular project, but I love seeing that I've completed something, and it does make me feel accomplished. And the final question is, if you aren't coloring, what other hobbies do you participate? So if you are new to my channel and you're here for this particular video, I am into journaling. I'm into that hardcore for the past few months, and I lean into more creative journaling. So while I do love writing on a page, I don't necessarily write all my feelings on a page, but definitely check out my channel if you're interested. There's a whole bunch of videos on the various things that I do. And That's the last question, I believe. I thought there was a bonus question, but I don't have that written down. So I think that's the last question. And I'm going to point something out. This white space here is supposed to be colored in red. What I colored in the center there was supposed to be in brown, just based by the outline. However, I'm going to make the executive decision and keep that white outlined by red because I like how that looks like. I like how it makes these distinct and pop up. Now I know if it were a stained glass, you'd want color on every single piece, but I mean, honestly, it's my book. So I'm going to do what I want. Anyway, thank you, Erica, for bringing the tag to my attention. Thank you, Sassy Coloring, for creating the tag. Again, I'm so sorry. I will have the hashtag in both the thumbnail and on the screen, but that's it for me for this tag. I will be doing one more tag by Erica in just a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And as always, aloha.